sharper than an ice pick. On you rappers' necks and it's feeling like some vice grips. Yeah, that's light shit. Send my bro a kite quick. Times of war, we ain't forget about you. Keep your light lit. Rappers can't see. Most of them scared to witness. Go and close your eyes. Plus one right here for the trenches. Bad bitches, natural hair or extensions. Hood niggas that'll poly grip like some dentures. Brothers on them fences. 23 and 1 out. Praying that commissary hit before it run out. Riches on the gram, dog filter with their tongue out. Couldn't stay home because they found the dugout. Closed casket, burner in the low jacket. My co-captain, riding on these whole rappers. My hoes fabulous. Now I don't mean that derogatory, but I'm a player and there's no my women riding for me. I avoided Maury, I got 2 jets. If I can't make it through for them, then I'm useless. Sit down that roof, Chris, with a couple bosses. After the war, just to count our losses. It's not many. You see a smile on my face, but I'm not friendly. Going on my waist, sipping white Henny. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart with my bow tie. Waiting on the swerve in my whole life. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart with my bow tie. Living in the swerve in my whole life. It's so melodic. When I be dropping this ebonics, this ghetto phonics, it got me on the level supersonic. My bomb atomic, and you know where you can find me. Somewhere probably folding this paper origami. My name is pure as the Dasani, my wave is like a tsunami. I went from 0 to 100, feeling like Ricky Bobby. I made a deal with the Reaper. Got a couple wives, they some keepers. Talk a lot of shit, but you can't walk a mile in my sneakers. Bitches go to Miami, come home with change features. Now she got a BBL, her ass fatter. Trying to show up all them niggas that laughed at her. Now when they see her, they only wanna fuck her. They just wanna touch her, they don't wanna cuff her. They just wanna come and kick it with her like a punter. Turned her to a runner, now it's all aboard the train. Fenty on her face, but it's not concealing the pain, it's a shame. That's why I'm in the hood like some rap snacks. I know niggas kill you and your mama for a scat pack. Dark tint, matte black, they do it for half that. Had you like 90s Missy in a fucking trash bag. I'm from Philly, we don't do bank accounts, just cash app. I spit a verse and I just watch the time slow. This that guy flow, this that shit that rappers die for. This that uncut Taha Wall straight from Pablo Escobar. I be at the bar like Moscato. They think it's effort, but no, this that block work. Make the countermeasures, take pleasures, making an op hurt. Light is in the sky, cause every verse is a concert. My mind work at speed y'all can't fathom. Listen to the words of a champion. It can't, the streets need another anthem. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart with my bow tie. Waiting on the swerve in my whole life. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart with my bow tie. Living in the swerve in my whole life. My whole life.
Weapons of our warfare is not carnal, I was born in it. You converted, this is not for you. Weapons of our warfare is not carnal, I was born in it. You converted, this is not for you. Handle lights and teddy bears, I'm trying to leave your block romantic. Flicking off the hip, I leave the scene looking like I'm dancing. Ain't one Westworld, best believe we not gon' stamp it. Titties on a drum, the stick figure looking outstanding. Rip his tie with the hands of the Lord, call that God tears. Send a spear right to the sky and watch his front tear. I'm that nigga cause I run with them niggas, so let's get that clear. Don't question who say I'm the GOAT, I tell them God did. In order to be the best, you gotta beat the best. To me that's suicide. Of course I sound cocky to a glizzy eater, fuck your pride. Don't need a horoscope to see I'm a star, so fuck your sign. You can believe in anything you want, but as for me and mine, God mode. I am what I am, so let's just keep in mind. Don't wanna be like Yaya Kyrie, they wanna be like I. She said she lost until she found me, and then she found a tribe. And then I make a bout face until she called me out of wine. The weapons of our warfare is not carnal, I was born in it. You converted, this is not for you. Leave an imprint of my legacy with a spot for you. No way you can endure to the end if you not loyal. Weapons of our warfare is not carnal, I was born in it. You converted, this is not for you. Leave an imprint of my legacy with a spot for you. The way you can endure to the end if you're not loyal. All time, no questions asked, we come and find you. His problems, my problems, and I'm standing behind you. Stepping with style, I'm standing on shit in my product. I take on the crowd, tell them all, throw in the towel. Half moon with a silencer, make it sound like a howl. We the shit, we about movements with a growl. Heavy is the head with the crown, when I take it I'm proud. I get the order, bring my sword back wet with a smile, nigga. I'm an Israelite rapper, nigga. Would never hit his wife, but I'll go at you. I make commitments to a gun if I'm talking about a tantrums. Nigga said he a stand-up dude, that mean we laughing, nigga. Jumped on the beat, start snapping, you leaving fractures. Red and green bean, I'm Gucci, you thinking fashion. There go shoot for the green, and I ain't talking St. Patrick. You screaming all lives, I'm screaming all guns matter. Keep it biblical, talking in parables, cause it matter. If I say bring Jacob, I'm talking about a ladder. He was the wave till I came with the fire, no John the Baptist. Who cared you did it first? You should be worried about who after. I'm connected in any habitat, shit I adapted. Nose job on a brand new snub is all plastic. That's why I show up the court with jeans on, I'm never slacking. You a rapper turned Israelite, I'm an Israelite rapping. Weapons of our warfare is not carnal, I was born in it. You converted, this is not for you. Leave an imprint of my legacy with a spot for you. No way you can endure to the end if you not loyal. Weapons of our warfare is not carnal, I was born in it. You converted, this is not for you. Leave an imprint of my legacy with a spot for you. No way you can endure to the end if you not loyal. All time, no questions asked, we come and find you. His problems, my problem. Stepping with style, I'm standing on shit in my product. I take my pride, tell them all, throw in the towel. Throw in the towel. Heavy is the head with the crown, when I take it I'm proud. I get the order, bring my sword back with a smile, nigga.
Bust their head.
ODing on a beat, Narcan flow. Got my... We outside. We outside with it. That temperature's getting hot, we take it outside. You run your mouth up in this club, we take it outside. I got my killers with me, you won't make it outside. Outside, cause we outside. Before the COVID had the mask and we was outside. The Glock loaded, extra mag and it's outside. There's one west for that bag and we outside. We outside. I got the world in the palm of my hand. One West sleeve stretch, do it live on the gram. Had a whole world viewing, click and subscribe. Had them niggas off the block, tell them shooters they want a job. I just put them on the payroll. When I get control them, I just mold them like they Play-Doh. Soldiers giving halos, trying to get up at them pesos. 40 cows send you out of space, Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos, leave you all boxed up, all cause my delivery. I be on that prime shit, take you time to get with me. Got me like Vladimir, treat you like the Ukraine. Invade your little city, now you boating like Usain. Scope costs more than the rifle, I got new aim. Fresh kick, spit with the blick, not my shoe game. Used to have a dirty 30 tied to a shoestring. Now I got that Ruger 5 and 7, that's my boot thing. That temperature's getting hot, we take it outside. You run your mouth up in this club, we take it outside. I got my killers with me, you won't make it outside. Outside, cause we outside. Before the COVID had the mask and we was outside. The Glock loaded, extra mag and it's outside. There's one west for that bag and we outside. We outside. That temperature's getting hot, we take it outside. You run your mouth up in this club, we take it outside. I got my killers with me, you won't make it outside. Outside, cause we outside. Before the COVID had the mask and we was outside. The Glock loaded, extra mag and it's outside. There's one west for that bag and we outside. We outside. I don't talk hardly, be there when you call me. Send them Philly clippers at your head like a baldy. Chopper get to run down your block like a Harley. No, this ain't a big hog, this the big dog.
In your city, swinging through the jungle like it's pitfall. In the water wading, marching to my cadence. Big burst of thunder in my hands like I'm reading. Shitty Mortal Kombat sounds, but I ain't playing.
Look 'em in the eye before the war like a weigh-in. I'm up in the AM, politicking movements with that Draco from the vid because it's proven. Waiting on my brother how to bid, he ain't do shit. That's how life go. Win some, you lose. Seen a little nigga beat a big nigga out his shoes. Seen that nigga come back, pull up with a gun strap, rob everybody outside, told him run that. We outside, that temperature's getting hot, we take it outside. You run your mouth up in this club, we take it outside. I got my killers with me, you won't make it outside. Outside, outside, yeah, we outside. Before the COVID had the mask and we was outside. My Glock loaded extra mag and it's outside. It's one west for that bag and we outside. Outside, outside, yeah, we outside. That temperature is getting hot, we take it outside. You run your mouth up in this club, we take it outside. I got my killers with me, you won't make it outside. We outside, outside, and we outside. Outside, outside, yeah, we outside. We outside, outside, yeah, we outside. It's one west on them corners and we outside. We outside, outside with it.
Shalom. It's that time again, Israel. It's the Lord's 54th annual Passover in North Carolina.
Y'all know what we do. Y'all know what we came to do. Huh?
The ISUPK, under Commander General Yohana, will be hosting the Lord's 54th annual Passover in Raleigh, North Carolina at the Downtown Convention Center. This is something that you do not want to miss. Make sure that y'all bring the entire family. The Downtown Raleigh Convention Center. For Blacks, Hispanic, and Native Indians. Go to isupk.com to purchase your tickets today. $200 per every adult over the age of 17 years old.
We are not the same. No, we not related. I'm not stuck on living. Death is a vacation. My camp undefeated. You cannot debate it. You just want the clout.
The
We just want the
Lord's
grade.
54th annual Passover, April the 1st, is coming down to Raleigh, North Carolina. That's right. Commander General Yohana has done it again. You don't want to miss this. Pull yourself! Pull yourself!
All right, clap it up. All right, this is the Monday night Brotherhood class. I'm officer of 1,000 because I won. I got officer of 500. Officer Carr as well with me. Hold fast 1 second. Go further. All right. Slovakia. So, first of all, I want to, definitely say that we Feast of Purim yesterday, and I've watched videos and pictures throughout the whole school. Man, glorious feast day yesterday, man. And the feast of Purim is a feast that commemorates a sister who, if it wasn't for her, this nation would not still be in existence because of the sacrifice that she made. You understand? We are able to still, have a culture and be known as Israelites. You understand? The sisters in this school they replicate this sister in honor and in strength and in suffrage, man. And I want to give a hand out to the sisters in the UPK, man. Stand up sisters, man. Better than any sisters I know. So it's always an honor, and it's one of my favorite feast days because as much work as the sisters put in to this school, of course you see us out there on the streets. You see us a lot of times, out there together in brotherhood, but the sisterhood in this school is just as strong and is just as needed as the brotherhood is needed inside of this school. You understand?
That's right.
Today's class, I definitely want to go over brotherhood, and us being in brotherhood is going to bring on the destruction of the Most High to our enemies, man. And when I say our enemies, of course, our enemies are who are God's enemies. The Most High's enemies are the ones who took you into captivity.
Right.
The Lord's enemies is the ones who built the boats, the ones who surveyed the land to find you, the ones who took you, and the ones who set you over here. And we said this at the podcast the other day. Now they teaching that it was a transatlantic migration. Like, we got a ticket to come over here, 50% off. And if we come over here, we have free land. And when we came over here, just like they did the Native American Indians and the other 12 tribes, they had a slick tongue. And once we got over here, we became, of course, livestock to them. We became bargaining chips and barterers, and they sold family members, and fathers and daughters got separated, mothers and children got separated, and it was something so horrible that why wouldn't you believe that God is going to avenge something that's so evil?
Right.
You understand? So this is what we're looking at right now. This is the time for Blacks, Hispanics, and North American Indians to come together, wake up, and come together, so we can bring forth this destruction that the Most High is coming with. You already see what's happening right now. China and Russia, man, they are ready. They are teed up and ready to go. They got one in the chamber, and all they waiting for somebody to do. You remember when you was in school, you like, you hit his hand, you hit his hand. They wait for somebody to hit their hand. Then the Lord is gonna bring a horrible thing onto this earth. But the Bible also says, don't fear when you see these things happening, because it's gonna be the beginning of sorrows. It's gonna be the beginning of the rest of the earth getting the punishment that they deserve. And now you'll start to see, us having to come together, having to use each other for protection, having to use each other for food and services. We're gonna, as a Black people and Hispanic and North American Indian people, are gonna actually start coming together when these things start happening. Because believe me, the white man will not help you in these times.
Right.
They will not be your friend. You will not still be getting link. You won't still be getting, all these services that the government give you. That will shut down. It will be cut off. And then you're gonna need somebody. And this is what we've been practicing in the UPK under Commander General Yohana, how to survive in the times where we need to survive as a people. And this is why we do the things that we do. This is why we give so much to our brothers and sisters, and we sacrifice so much. Because it's going to come a point in time where sacrificing is going to have to become the norm for every one of us brothers and sisters to survive. You understand? For our kids to make it out, for our women and children to make it out. And this is the perfect time to start practicing, man, because it's about to go down. You understand? If you could, give me Matthew 24:1. If you could, for sure. Now, here's the issue I have. We got so many false prophets, so many fake Israelite groups, like these brothers, man, who is shaming and downplaying what High Priest Ariah has done for this school and for us as a culture of people, period. And those brothers, here's what I don't understand. Those brothers is shaming, head Priest Ariah. Every one of y'all left the school. Y'all brothers left the school, and you have the nerve to talk about somebody else when the Bible says that you prefer your brothers. You should prefer one another. But y'all didn't prefer the school. Y'all didn't prefer the brother to school. So you have the audacity to talk about this man who has held down the fort until his old age, of course, and brought on so many things that we didn't know in this truth, and advanced us so much. And you go and tuck tail and run away from your brothers, and then you got the nerve to talk about this man on his deathbed. You should be ashamed of yourselves,
right?
And try to downplay what he's done for this school. If it wasn't for the Isupk since 1969, none of these Israelite groups would even have any validation. The only reason you're even valid is because you came from One West, but you left One West. You understand? You didn't prefer your brothers like like Christ told the disciples to do. You understand? You ran, you tucked your tail and you ran because you wanted power. And any man that gets power and it's not righteous power, you start to see the destruction of whatever he's building. And this is why the ISUPK under Commander General Yohana is growing, because the power that was given to Commander General Yohana and the authority that was given to him and handed down was a righteous authority. You understand? Given by the Most High. All right? Read, if you could. Let me get with you too. You took that Bible from my bill. No, go ahead. I got it. Yeah.
Like, sir, if I could, while you getting there, what you saying is so heavy, because if it wasn't for head priest Ariah, do what he doing, like you said. My issue is this: what did he do wrong that you got something to say about now that the brothers has passed away?
That's the thing that I don't understand, because he was alive and well, and nobody had the audacity to come on a camera and say F head priest Ariah. Nobody had the audacity to do that. That's a coward move.
Right.
Any one of you fake Israelite groups that's coming on camera talking about F head priest Ariah and and all this, you a coward. Because what you could have did was you could have sat down at the table with that brother and made amends with him before it passed. But then what you did was you waited until he can't do anything to defend himself for you to go on camera and say F the head priest. Now, how coward is that? That is a coward move, and now I understand why you left the truth. Because in order to be here, you have to be rock solid. You have to be one West. And you're just not one West enough to stay here. So whatever Christ did, or whatever the men did that was above you to make you run, they did an excellent job. You understand?
Right.
So you got any more on that?
That's all I want to just. I mean, it's just like you. So it makes no sense to. I mean, if it wasn't him, a lot of brothers would be out here. We could be doing all kind of evil stuff in this earth. So, for you to say F him, what kind of brother you supposed to be? Because he just seeing old videos of brothers like that before I even came in this school, they helped me get on the path of changing the things I was doing. So just that alone, even not knowing the scriptures all the way, just hearing a brother with the courage to stand up in front of this kingdom, to speak out and tell you who you are to your face, to make you a better man. That was stuff like that is honorable enough for me to be like, what, brother got a point.
Right.
Instead of being some coward, like you said, and like these fake Israelite groups, come on. You telling me,
look, here's my problem with it. Most of these Israelite groups and leaders, you got a couple of groups that leaders is young, like these, but like you have it's like the old NBA versus the new NBA. The old NBA, it was like you was getting injured, bridge. You was getting the flagrant fouls ain't flagrant fouls back then. Right. The ones that's today. The text wasn't text back then as they is today.
Right.
So that shows you what playing field that head priest had to play on. He had to play in an era where Islam was killing their own people. They was killing anybody who went against Allah. And for us to be going out there, head priest Ariah and those men going out there and slamming the Quran right in front of their face, those brothers was ready to die. Those brothers ready to give their life for this school and for our people, man. And for you to disrespect them in any type of way, to see that they built the foundation for you to thrive on right now, you to get your measly little power that you got that ain't going nowhere, you rather sit here and bash the brother in his death, man. And that's just, like I said, that's a cowardice move to me, man. That's so coward to me, because the Bible says, remember the prophets of old. You got to remember that there were men who built this truth up before you was even born. Before you even had a chance to know what the words in that Bible said, there were men who was fighting for what you're fighting for today. You understand? And for you to have the type of disrespect for the men that created this, man, that helped bring this forth into modern time, man, you just a weak vessel. Like I said, we just don't want you here. Now, you go anywhere else in the world except for here with us. You understand? Right. Because the man in here, we follow Christ, and what Christ's order was to be a brother to your brother. You understand? Sometimes brothers is gonna fall, and you know they ain't gonna mentally be there all the time. That don't mean you sit there and say you don't care that he died, man. What about all the stuff that the brother did to make our culture so prominent right now? He's the reason why Kyrie Irving understands that he's an Israelite, and Kendrick Lamar and Kanye West. You give them more respect than you get his brother, and he is one that helped the foundation, man.
Right.
You understand? Go ahead, give me Matthew 24. Man, I'm tired of talking with these fake Israelite groups, and they look. Commander Yohana said, y'all out to come to Passover. Sit down at the table and talk to a righteous priest, man.
Right.
You understand? And let's talk this over. Let's see and let's see whose criteria fits. You understand? One thing y'all know is Commander Yohana was righteously given the keys and the authority to this culture, to the Blacks, Hispanics, North American Indians, to lead them. And you have no criteria like your motive of being the leader of Israel. You don't. But Commander Yohana does.
That's
so
right.
Whenever y'all ready, man, y'all just sit at the table. Until then, we're gonna show you how to gain the kingdom. All right. We're gonna get off y'all for a minute.
That's
go
right.
ahead.
You want me to read it how it says?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, and verse 1. Mm-hmm. And Jesus went out and departed from the temple, and disciples came to him for to show him the buildings of the temple.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Verse 2. And Jesus said unto them, see ye not all these things?
Mm-hmm.
Verily, I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down.
This is Christ telling you about the destruction that was going to happen. You understand? And here's the crazy part about it. In order to build up something, you have to destroy what was there at first. You can't build on top of something else. So in order for those disciples to be able to build the foundation that Christ wanted them to build, we got to destroy the whole mentality. We had to destroy the Christian ideology that's in our head. And when I say Christian, I mean fake Israelite groups. All that is Christianity, man.
Right.
That is Christianity. Christianity tells you to hate your brother. Christianity tells you that my money means more than my people. Christianity tells you these things. That's why the Christian pastor is sitting there living fat off the earth, while every member in this church is struggling to pay bills and eat food at home.
Right.
You understand? This is not what leaders were built to be in Israel. Leaders in Israel were built to be righteous men and make sure that everybody had a chance to survive. Everybody had a responsibility to make sure the other person was good enough to when they had food and clothes and things like that. A lot of people ask us, well, y'all following all the commandments and y'all still paying tithes and all that. Tithes, what do you think you paying? You paying taxes to the white man to do what? To go in his pocket. We got tithes and offerings so we can help people in our culture, and Israelites and Blacks, Hispanics, North Americans can't do for themselves. Our guys don't go to Commander Yohana so he can go get him a jet or a limo. Go ahead.
So like it, sir, if I could, what you bringing out is so heavy when it comes to the tithes, because for you Christians out there, that includes you fake Israelite groups. Mm-hmm. How do you think these schools got it? Nobody's funding us.
Right.
Nobody's funding us. This comes from hardworking brothers and sisters that dedicated to this truth, that pay their tithes, that keep their mouth shut to help build these schools. That's how Commander General Hunt, of course, without him giving us the holding on to this truth.
Damn right.
So we can understand that this is what it takes to build a kingdom.
Damn right.
So if it wasn't for him being able to hold on to the truth and raise us up, under him, we wouldn't have these schools.
Damn right.
Tithes is a commandment. What are you crying about tithes for? You ain't crying when you tricking off with some Salakia.
Man, I appreciate you now to get my show cut today.
Salakia. So let me
No, but you know what? What the brother is saying is so heavy because y'all go out there, y'all pay y'all taxes to the oppressor, man. Y'all don't say anything about it. I don't see y'all
Right.
at McDonald's saying, "Man, you gonna make me pay an extra 99 cents on to what I got to pay?" I don't see that,
right.
and that's doing nothing to benefit your neighborhoods. The Black and Hispanic neighborhoods are the poorest neighborhoods in all of America and in all of the world. Anywhere you go, anywhere there's Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, their neighborhoods are poor, which means even the taxes that you're paying out of your hard-earned check is not going to your neighborhoods.
Right.
You understand? We finally have a system in which there's no man, woman, or child that goes hungry in the ISUPK under command of Johanna.
That's right.
Unclothed. We have food drives. We have back to school drives. We have clothes drives. You understand? If brothers don't have nowhere to stay, they have somewhere to stay. This is brotherhood.
Right.
You got to remember something. Christ didn't have a place to lay his head either. You understand? Through brotherhood, Christ had something to eat every time he needed it. He had something to wear, and he had somewhere to lay his head. You understand? And that was the example given to us that we're supposed to spread throughout, Blacks and Hispanic Native American communities so y'all can realize what brotherhood means. It doesn't mean to leave your brother astray. It means to help. It means to want and prefer them. It's to not make it a burden on you to do things for them. Do it because it's what Christ would have done. You understand? Everybody want to say, what would Jesus do? This is what Jesus would have done. Jesus would he would at the end of the day, he is the king of the nation. The king of the nation had no home. He had nowhere to call his own. This is the king of the nation. Him living in his humility should make you want to live in your humility, just like he did. That's what I would want to do.
Right.
You understand? And that's what Commander General Johanna does. That's why he don't baptize the offers to get a Cadillac. He's a hard-working man, just like every other brother in the school.
Right.
You understand? This is not your Christian past is gaming you. And the only way for you to survive, because it's about to be catastrophic, is coming to the ISPK and the Commander General Johanna in a city we everywhere. Let's go find one, and you may find your shelter when China decides to drop that big old bomb on us. You understand?
That's right.
Go ahead, Slack. Did you add something?
Live,
All right, go ahead.
Verse 3. Book of Matthew, chapter 24, and verse 3.
Mm-hmm.
And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives,
Mm-hmm.
the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming?
Say, what's going to be the sign of Christ coming? This is what they asking them. You understand? They trying to get the one up on everybody. They like, well, tell us what's going to happen when it's time for you to return. You understand? Read.
Con, and of the end of the world.
In the what?
And of the end of the world.
Let me guess. The Christian pastor going to tell you this end of the world means this whole world is going to explode, and they're going to be nothing here left. It's going to be a dried up planet, because they think world means the planet. Because your Christian pastor teaches you that the world means earth. This is talking about when it's going to be the end of the world as we know it. We say this all the time. It's the end of the world as we know it. When is it going to happen? They asking what's going to happen in the times when the world as we know it is going to change because of your return. Not because the planet is going to go bone dry. Exactly. And there's nobody going to be here anymore. It's just going to be Christ by itself and angels. And we're going to go up in the sky and have white robes on and be little babies with angel wings on and stuff like that. Your pastor has gamed you, man.
Right.
You understand it? But this is what the disciples is asking Christ at the moment. Go ahead.
Come, verse 4.
Mm-hmm.
And Jesus answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you.
Take what?
Take heed that no man deceive you.
Why does he say take heed to let no man deceive you? Go ahead.
So like I said, if I could, because Christ knew that it was going to, this time that we in, it was going to be many to claim that they got the answer to help save us. Mm-hmm. They were going to come, and like you just said with the Christian pastor, he gaming you, which, so like a quick sidebar, I don't understand that you you believe, like I've heard people say, well, when they pastor get exposed for something, well, I don't go for him, I go for the word. What gets me is, you really believe a man is being truthful to you when he's being caught in the middle of deceiving you? I mean, this just proves, like the scripture said, like how we got babies. Because we really are, we do have child-like minds as a nation of people. We really do, which is something to see. When I see a older Black or Hispanic person older than me that's not able to comprehend or understand the truth how we do, it's not even something that makes you feel like, oh, you dumb or something like that. It makes you really see the realization of how we got played.
Not only that, if you just piggyback off what you're saying, just like the Bible says, he who has an ear, let them hear. Sometimes I be thinking to myself, like, it sounds perfect in my ears, but some people, it's like they just don't get it. It's like, why don't you get it? And I'm listening. When I see it, it's right there in my face. It's like it's punching me in my face. But when you see it, all you can think about is the Christian pastor said, God so loved the world. But I'm showing you in the book where it says Israel is the only people he come to save.
Right.
But in your head, this Christian pastor has gained you so much to believe God loves everybody in the whole earth. Everybody. I've never seen a movie without a hero and a villain. I've never seen a hero. I mean, a movie without the good person and the bad person.
Right.
It doesn't happen. And for you to believe that God just loves everybody, if he loves everybody, then why are we on the bottom of every civilization? If he loves everybody, then we should be just as prosperous as the white man, right? Because he loves us just like he loved the white man. So why are we down in the dirt and the white man is flourishing so much? Because God don't love everybody. As a father, you punish who you love. You punish your kids. You punish your children. You understand? You don't care what happens with the other people's children on earth. You let them be. If they want to go play on the train tracks, let them play on the train tracks.
Right.
But your children, they have rules to follow. If they don't follow the rules, then guess what's going to happen? Instead of getting the inheritance that I want to give you, you're getting nothing. And then you become on the bottom of every society because you get nothing because you didn't follow the law, statutes, and commandments like the Most High told you to do.
That's right.
The white man don't have to follow the law, statutes, and commandments. They can eat pork, shrimp, crab, lobster. They can do whatever. They can do whatever they want to. You know why? Because they don't have rules. You understand? They are considered the beast of the field. They don't have rules. Anything goes. But at the end of the day, until you wake up and start following your father and start following the law, statutes, and commandments, coming together, old nation not desire, and all these things, man, we're going to be in destruction. Instead of watching the Most High destroy our enemies is going to destroy us.
Right.
You understand? Go ahead.
Come. Verse 5. For me shall come in my name.
He said, what?
For me shall come in my name.
This is your Christian pastor, man. This is your fake Israelite groups.
Right.
These are all, man, this a dude, he said his name is, man, what his name? The first, I forgot what he called himself, but pretty much saying he's Jesus Christ reincarnated. He's the reincarnated Jesus Christ. You gonna have this is Christ telling them what's gonna happen in day and time when it's almost time for him to get his lick back. When it's time for him to return and do what he got to do. It's gonna be false prophets. It's gonna be people that say they come in the name of Christ and they really don't come in the name of Christ. You understand? The Christian church teaches you that Christ is a white man, but the Bible teaches you that Christ is a black man. Now, how do you get a depiction of a white man out of a book that says that he's black? That is your Christian past gaming you. He's coming in Christ. There's many that comes in Christ's name, but that don't mean that they are with Christ.
Right.
You understand? And this is what you know, me and Car has been trying to stress to you, you know, since the start of the show, that the Christian pastor is the number one game on the face of the earth, man. Well, the number two, because of course their daddy is better than them, the white man.
Right.
White man taught them everything they know. And if they give them enough money to afford a suit, a Cadillac, and a mansion, they'll destroy every day people they can. They'll build these mega churches and tell you God so loved the world and have you in there singing Kumbaya with white people, Chinese, Asians, and all type of people, while you go back to a neighborhood that's destroyed and gun and bullets riddling throughout your household, and police stopping you for a broken tail light and killing you in the middle of the street, while they get to go to Mayberry. The Asian neighborhoods is the most richest neighborhood in America. You understand? The white neighborhoods, Mayberry is a very pleasurable place to go to. I know, because I go there to go eat sometimes. And when I go there, there's like 2 police officers in the whole town. There's 2, you know, because you don't need this many police officers if you love your people enough. Because you know why? We have so many police officers in the Black and Hispanic neighborhoods. Right. Because the more police they have on the streets, the more they can harass us and put us to death and destroy us and make sure that we are wrangled up just like the cattle supposed to be. You understand? Africans live in great neighborhoods. Africans do not live in the hood when it comes to America. Arabs do not live in the hood when they come to America. This is the thing that I'm saying to you. The Christian pastor has destroyed us by teaching us that God loves everybody, while everybody else is successful, and Blacks, Hispanics, and North American Indians are destroyed. After we done built this stinking country from the bottom up, we still have the worst neighborhoods in the country. After we built this stinking country from the bottom up, we have the worst jobs in this country. After we built this stinking country from the bottom up, our children are still being banned from living in the country. They're getting killed. You understand? But every other nation that comes into this country, man, they get to survive. They get to have what they call the American dream. We don't get that opportunity to have the American dream, even though we built America. Right. You understand? And the even worse part about it, you Native American Indians, man, y'all, this is the embodiment of y'all. This land is y'all land. Tell me when the last time you went to a Native American Indian house. I have. But for the audience, how often do you just go to the Native American neighborhood and go to the grocery store and get the Native American, the Myers, because they don't got them. The McDonald's in the neighborhoods of the Native American Indians. They don't, yeah. They're beat down more than anybody. And this is the land that was theirs before they got deceived by the white man and made all these agreements with them and then got deceived. You understand? All right, go. Keep going. You can keep going on that.
Come. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. Verse 6, and ye shall hear of wars.
You hear what?
Ye shall hear of wars.
What days are we in now? We in the days of rumors of wars. But guess what else what's going to happen? Go ahead.
Come. And rumors of wars.
You have Ukraine and Russia. That's a war. That's a full-out war that's happening right now. But the rumors of wars is right behind it. You just had a Russian submarine right off the coast of United States waters. Nuclear submarine. Russia ready to get out. China, Taiwan, and America are allies. China is ready to get out with Taiwan. We have wars, and then we have rumors of wars. And what is Most High will. I'm gonna tell you right now. When I was a child, man, I used to be scared of these scriptures. Cause they were like, man, it's gonna be wars and rumors of wars. Everybody gonna start bombing everybody, and now I understand why why they build us up in this truth to be men of war.
That's right.
Because the only way to understand why we benefit off what's going on right now is to know that this is the only way we can actually survive is for them to destroy each other. Go ahead.
Salak, if I could.
You got it.
What you bringing out is so heavy that I just want to point out something if I could.
You got it.
Every nation that's ever been in a situation where they're being oppressed by another nation always had an uprising.
Damn right.
Except one nation. That would be the nation of Israel.
Yep.
That would be you so-called blacks Hispanics, and North American Indians.
Right.
Now, let me help you out. These wars, the war that's happening and the wars that's to come, what you don't understand, and this is why you need to be in school.
Right.
This is your uprising. You don't have to do anything. The Most High love us so much that he's going to let them bring it up with each other. All you have to do is come into this truth. Do what you're supposed to do. Follow all these laws, statutes, and commandments. Yes, that includes tithes. So all you have to do. This is going to be your uprising. Stop trying to save this place. You getting up every morning. Are we not, sir? We getting up every morning. We tired. We gotta go work. We gotta go do this. But yet still we trying to save being in oppression.
Right.
And then like say, well, it's up to you. You don't gotta be oppressed. That's a mind thing. No, that's a reality thing.
Damn right it is.
That's a reality thing, because when you look at your athletes and actors and stuff like that that's got money, they still being oppressed. It's just in your mind, you thinking not because they got money.
Right.
Well, it proves that they're being oppressed because they get money. They don't move next door to you. They move right next door to a neighborhood that don't even want them there. But they'll accept them because of the taxes and everything that they have them donating to them. Like, you think these athletes and celebrities live in these neighborhoods and not contributing to that community?
Damn right they is.
They part of help building their stores and all that type of stuff. Meanwhile, we can't even get a laundromat like these people.
And it's just
own people.
If I could just cut in for 1 second, it's just like the article we talked about the other day. This Dilbert cat. This Dilbert cat, man, he's been a writer, and he does like little skits and stuff like that, office skits. But he's an oppressor. So the brother he got on there and said, I tell white people they should move as far away from black people as possible, because if you look at their neighborhoods, all they do is fight, kill, shoot each other. He said, I try my best to make sure that I'm not around black people. And I told myself this, like, as he's saying this on the skit, I'm like, wait a minute. You've killed Native American Indians. Every territory you've been on, you killed it. You've killed animals. You've killed the ozone. And if the universe allows it, you're gonna kill the moon because you there too much. You're gonna tear that up too. You mean to tell me that we the monsters that you should get away from?
Right.
Everybody should get away from you, oppressor. Everybody should get away from the white man, because everywhere that the white man has his feet on, he destroys it. The whales know that the white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of.
That's right.
They ain't even read the Bible. They know it.
That's right.
You understand?
That's right.
I understand. Iraq, Iran, all these countries know that anytime you allow America and the European nations into their land, they're here to do something to benefit them. They're here to take some oil. They're here to make this a democracy instead of what their culture has built that land up to be. The white man has always been the devil of the earth. And for you to tell somebody to get away from black people, man, if y'all got to get away from black people, then what do we have to do to get away from you?
Right.
I don't know what else. The only thing that can be done is the Most High has to come and destroy you, because you're way worse than we are. We kill each other. That's our crime. We kill each other. But a white man can walk down our blocks with a poodle and won't touch him. As soon as the brother come down there with his hat broke off to the right, then we want to shoot him up. The threat is not us against you. Our threat right now is us against us, which we have to fix.
Right.
That's what this brotherhood is about.
Right.
So you can understand why we need to have the brotherhood that Christ is asking us to, demanding us to do. But for this man to say we need to get away from black people, he said, I don't go to a community that if the community have more than 4% black people in there, I'm not going to the community. I'm like, man, you know what? I mean, look, I understand. what you saying is so right, Gilbert. We should get away from you too. And we pray that you get away from us. Because when you get away from us, we will stop being destroyed. When you get away from us, we can start building ourselves up. But as long as we got you walking down our streets and we sitting there trying to teach our people how they are the chosen people of the Most High, and we get your pale self in there talking about well, God loves everybody. Why do we got to preach hate? But when your people preach hate, then everybody involved, they get a pass. When they preach, when they say get away from people, well, I'm not gonna hate you for saying it. I'm gonna say what you said was absolutely true. Now, black man, Hispanic man, North American Indian man, he do what he told you to do. Stay away from them too.
Right.
You understand? Go ahead.
Right. Come. Book of Matthew 24 and verse 6. And ye shall hear wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled.
He says what?
See that ye be not troubled.
Why does it say see that ye be not troubled when you hearing about these wars and rumors of wars as we do today? Go ahead.
So if I could, what this is saying is like, this is for you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. This has nothing to do with you. So you don't have to be, we sitting up here worrying. And this has nothing to do with us. Like you just brought out a minute ago, what we need to be doing is help and fix each other.
Damn right.
We don't need to be worried about two empires going up against each other. But if I could, like General Yohana taught us and Captain Marquardt always say, we too busy thinking we're part of this nation that you think you are American. You are not an American. They show us this time and time, over and over and over, and we still fight to try to be a part of something that has nothing to do with us.
And just like we just read in the first couple of verses of this chapter, where it said you see these buildings and these temples, ain't gonna be no more left. Now, why are you trying to be a part of something that's gonna be destroyed? This is what Christ is trying to perceive them. Like what we're building right now, while they're going on a conquest to destroy one another, they're building their armies up and their weaponry up to go and destroy each other's land. This is when world means earth. This whole world right now is not going to be what it is today. It's not going to be that when Christ returns. And they are locked and loaded to get ready to do Christ, exactly what Christ wants them to do. But when they do it, you are really in here. Because while they're destroying each other, we're building our culture up. We're building our communities back up. So when theirs fall, then we can just move on in. This is how the New Jerusalem is going to come, because while they're destroying each other, we'll still be building each other up. This is not a fight. This is not our war. This war is not blacks, Hispanics, and North Americans. You understand? This is the Chinese trying to prove that their people, that their race of people is more dominant than the white man, or that the Arab man is more dominant than the white man, or the Africans, because they got South Africa that's joining them now too, right? Russia got South Africa joined it. South Africa want to prove that their nation of people are stronger than the white man. This is their wars. These are the same people who participated in putting us in slavery. Why are we jumping into a war? If I think it speaks for itself. If all these superpowers, if they ready to kill each other, let them kill each other. And guess what's gonna happen once everybody's dead? Then we just move right on in.
That's right.
That's what I would rather do. Get yourself out of America, man. You're in the military. You know what I'm saying? You probably gave your dedication. You wrote a contract, man. Look, whenever you ready, whenever you able to get up out of there, man. Fight in the army of the Lord. That's the only army that never fails.
That's right.
It's the only army I've ever seen not fail ever. When the Lord is with us, then who can do anything to us? We've noted that. There's kings in the Bible who said we gotta wait till they sin. We gotta wait till they sinning and following other guys, because we know if they guide with them, there's no other nation on this earth that can even get up with them. You understand? And this is what time it is for us right now. It's time for us to come to the Most High, because once that happens, no other nation that can deal with us. You understand?
That's right.
Like, go ahead.
Come. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass.
And what?
Must come to pass.
It gotta happen, man. Why you being scared that China and Russia and all of them is getting into it and you're ready to bomb each other, man? This has to happen. I'm sorry. You're gonna see fire in the sky. You're gonna hear very loud booms. This earth you're gonna watch one of the big wars you've ever seen in your life. It's gonna happen right here in front of your face. You understand? And you're gonna have to deal with it. Go ahead.
Come. But the end is not yet.
The end what?
But the end is not yet.
Right. The end of that, but the end ain't yet. The end comes when Christ returns and we build up our civilization in our kingdom. Right now, they just beating up on each other. This is a family that's fighting. These are the top families in the world that's fighting each other. You understand? We got to get rid of them somehow. We can't do it. We can't justifiably make war with other nations. You understand? So, what is justified in making sure that these other nations get what they deserve? You just take all the criminals, you put them in a room, and you just let them kill each other. Christ, the Lord Most High knows what He's doing.
That's right.
You understand? This is not something that we just making up, man. This is a good war tactic that the Most High is using. You understand? He know that all these countries are prideful. None of these countries are gonna say, you know what, we give up. None of them. So what you do is you put these prideful asses in the room together. You let them just let them murk each other. And then as soon as they murk each other, so we'll come in and clean everybody's body up, and we're gonna come up, and then you have a man, Most High when the Commander Junior Hana gets to sit at the top of the world leadership table. And now a righteous man will be in control. And when Christ returns, this kingdom will be established. Go ahead.
Come, verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation.
We see that right now. Nations is rising against nations. Ukraine is rising against Russia, and China against Taiwan, and America. Everybody hates America. You understand? Read.
Come. And kingdom against kingdom.
Kingdom against kingdom.
And there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places.
Now, which one of those haven't we seen in the present time? Which one of those haven't we seen? We've seen every single one of them. We've seen famine. Famine is look, your food shortages, your eggs being $15 a carton, $20 a carton. That is famine. I hope you do understand that. I pray you understand. You have your pestilence. You understand? You had these are those diseases that kills you. You understand? You have diseases and earthquakes. We just had what was this in Turkey? We had magnitude 8.7. Then right after that, the aftershocks was 7.66, 6.7. Like these magnitudes are actual earthquakes, but they call these aftershocks.
Right.
These earthquakes are happening. This is what the Bible says was going to happen during the end times. You understand? Read.
Come, verse 8. All these things are the beginning of sorrows.
All these things are the beginning of sorrows. All right. And like I said, it's not the sorrows ain't for us. Most High know who's gonna be sorry. Somebody's gonna in their head, they're gonna be like, man, we should listen to them crazy fools on the corner, man. They was telling us we might still be in control if we just listened to them. We should have played our cards right.
Right.
Should have been a better spades player, white man. You just ain't as good as you thought you was.
That's right.
Slocky. Go ahead.
Come. Verse 9. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted.
You can drop that.
Come.
You can drop that. Go to 1 John 4:20. Matter of fact, go to John 13:34. We have to come to the realization, man, if we don't love one another, man, how can we build a kingdom out of a group of men who hate each other? How can we build a kingdom up out of that? We can't. This is a reason why Christ, emphasized it so much, to prefer your brothers and to love your brothers and to understand your brothers and to do the things for your brothers, man, that's gonna help us to become a wiser and more efficient culture of people. You understand? Even in the time of Christ, the Pharisees and Sadducees, which is the Christian church, the ones who supposed to know the law of Moses, but at the same time, the Christian church knows the laws of Moses and follows none of them. You understand? The water follows none of the laws of Moses. You can be a homosexual and go into the Christian church, and you can dwell there for multiple years. You can be a praise dancer. You can be the leader of the choir. You can be the tambourine artist, the pianist, all that. You can do that as a homosexual in the Christian church when the Most High said, that men ain't supposed to lie with mankind or woman with womankind. So what does that tell you about your Christian pastor? It tells you that your leader doesn't follow the law of the Lord. He doesn't follow the rules.
Right.
You understand? You can be a whore in the church. Look, I know. I was in the church for a long time in my life. I had a grandfather that was a pastor. I had a mother that was a pastor in the church. And I will tell you, there was a lot of whores in the church. You know why? Because the pastor's a whore. The pastor is a whore. He'll do anything for your money. He'll boot, scoot, and boogie. He'll do whatever you ask him to do, as long as you put $20 in that tray, $100. As long as you're paying for his business, that Christian pastor will tell you anything you want to hear, man. And one of them is you can break the laws because the laws are done away with. When the Bible says that not one jot or tittle out of the law, should be removed or added. You understand? This is the things that's destroying us as a people, because we have no brotherhood. If we had brotherhood, that Christian pastor would follow the rules that God gave him.
Right.
You understand? This is why Commander Junior High is such a great leader, because he loves his brothers.
That's right.
He loves us enough not want to see us destroyed. And he knows that if we don't know to stop eating shrimp, pork, crab, and lobster, stop having sex with your brother's woman, stop being a homosexual. If he knows that's what destroys us, he don't tell us, then he is not a righteous man. And he loves us so much that he has to tell us. He don't want to feel the pain of seeing his brothers being destroyed because of the acts that they're doing, when he know that he could have warned us. He could have blew the horn. He could have blew the trumpet. The same way we do when we go on the street. You understand? That's why the Bible says, be rude in speech, but not in knowledge. Y'all say y'all hate the fact that why y'all got to yell? Because if we didn't, then we'll be your Christian pastor.
Right.
We yell because we are men, man. We are men of war. And this is a spiritual warfare that you don't even understand. This is why the most feminine men can walk into the Christian church and turn that church feminine. You can't walk in here and turn this feminine. Look. The men above me, man, that I watch teach classes, captains and general, and believe me, when they see a feminine spirit here, it's like a knock on the door. And they're gonna make sure that they run you up out of here. If you ain't ready for that spirit to leave you, then you can leave out with it. You understand? If you ready for spirit to leave, then you sit in this chair and listen to what we got to say. You take it. You take it. Love ain't about everything being good and nice and feeling good. Love is about suffering. This is why we say we suffer with our brothers, man. If I don't suffer with Car, I don't love Car. If I'm only around him when we just, have some strong and glad and happy and doing all these things that make us so good, I don't love Car. If I'm around Car, when I'm in a low place and I have nothing, and this brother is still around me saying, you know what I'm saying? We're going to be all right. Don't even worry about it. You know what I'm saying? We just, this is a low point. You know what I'm saying? If we don't have those type of encounters with our brothers out of love, then we don't love each other.
Right.
This is not true love that we have for one another. We only care for each other in the romance time, and that ain't something that men who have a heart of war does. Men who have a heart of war is ready for warfare, whether it's at a good moment or at a bad moment.
Right.
Hebrew Academy graduates, you understand exactly what I'm talking about.
That's right.
There were pleasant times, but there were definitely times where you had to get yourself together and say, you know what, I love this brother so much that I'm willing to survive for him. I'm willing to sacrifice what I feel, my emotions, and my blood pressure, my arms shaking. I'm willing to do all these things because I love this brother.
That's right.
You understand? That's when you know love is real.
That's right.
When it hurts. You understand? Did I give you something already?
Come.
Yeah, give me that.
John 13:34. Come. This is the book of John, chapter 13, verse 34. A new commandment I give unto you, that ye love one another.
That you what?
That ye love one another.
This is a commandment that Christ was telling to the disciples. And now we sit here and say, it's a new commandment. Okay, he said it's a new commandment, but at the end of the day, all the commandments hung on this anyway. This is just something that Christ is emphasizing. Yeah, I'll give you. This is a new commandment. Y'all love one another. How about just because a brother trespass against you, you don't just, you have hate to become his enemy.
Right.
You understand? How can you build a nation when every time a brother does something to you, you feel like you have to get your lick back? You understand? This is Christ saying, look, man, I'm a command to you. This is a command to you that you got to love your brother, man. That you got to love one another, man. And this is how you build up a culture of people, the Blacks, Hispanics, and North American Indians, to be the kings and have the kingdom of the earth after this so-called world they in right now pass. This is the way that we are going to build us up, because I can't hate car and be able to have a palace that Christ gives me right next to car. Because if I hate him, then I don't care about his wife. I don't care about his kids. I don't care about him.
Right.
In order to build up this nation, man, we have to love one another. Go ahead.
That's right. Come. That ye love one another as I have loved you, that also love one another.
This is just like Christ loved us. Y'all should love one another, man. How Christ sacrificed. Not only did he sacrifice in living, he sacrificed in death. I hate that Christian pastors and Christians teach that the biggest sacrifice was Christ dying. The biggest sacrifice was not Christ dying. The biggest sacrifice was Christ living the way that he lived. Him living perfect. You know how much of a sacrifice, you know how hard it is to live perfect? You don't, because none of us have done it. He's the only person who has ever done it. That's why I'm telling you that it's the biggest sacrifice, because it meant the most. Everybody dies. Everybody who ever touched the ground, earth, has died. Or is gonna die. But I tell you, there's only one person who ever put foot on this ground and ever lived perfect. That's one hell of a sacrifice.
That's right.
That sacrifice right there cannot be matched by anybody else. You understand? And that was the reason that he said, love, just like Christ loved you, you should love everybody else, because Christ is the only one who really deserves the honor because of what he's done. All of us fall short. That's what the Christian pastors tell you, right? But in order for Christ to love you, for you to love your brothers like Christ loved you, you have to demand perfection. That's what it means. That means Car, if he see me going down the wrong road, Car should be getting me and saying, look, we ain't supposed to be doing that out of one. Salakia, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but that's a sin. If you need, you want to talk to somebody, that's brotherhood. Brotherhood watching me go out there and make a fool of myself after Commander Junior Yohana has already, laid his life down to make sure that we grew. After me and Car done built up a brotherhood that he felt was gonna last forever. You understand? How brotherly is it for him to see me fall? If I fall, he falls. This is why this is so important, because this is one body, and if one part of the body is dysfunctional, then the rest of the body is affected by it.
That's right.
Go ahead, read.
Verse 35. By this shall all men know that ye are my disciples.
That ye are my what?
Disciples.
Now, you tell, and I'm sorry to beat a dead horse. We just talked about these brothers, man, who sat here talked about head priest Ariah and talk about, F his death and all that. And you're talking about how you brothers and how you Israelites and how you follow Christ. When Christ said the only way to know that you disciples of Christ is if you what? Read the first part of it.
Come. By this.
Read the top.
35 or 34?
34, yeah.
Come. Book of John, chapter 13 and verse 34. A new commandment I give unto you.
Watch this for you brothers who said you love Christ. You are Israelite. You love Christ, but you're not in ISUBK, even though all Israelite groups stem from the ISUBK. Just watch what Christ said. Read.
Come. That ye love one another.
That ye what?
That ye love one another.
Now you telling me that you love Christ when Christ said that it was a commandment. He commands you. This is not something that Christ is just like, man, if y'all could, Salaki, if you could. This is order. This is an order for you to love one another. Y'all didn't love head priest Ariah. Y'all didn't love this school. Y'all didn't love the brothers in this school. If you walked out of this school because of you being emotional and wanting rulership and leadership over your own little display, you love your brother, and you are not a disciple of Christ. You are not a disciple of Christ because you don't love your brother.
Right.
You love yourself more than you love your brother, man.
Right.
All right, you go back to where you was at.
Come. As I have loved you, that ye also love one another.
The same way Christ. This is why we know that fake Israelite groups are not in the truth. Because if you was, then this verse right here means that you're sinning. You're sinning against the king, because the king just told you that this was a command. And everybody knows in ISUPK, what is the number one rule? What's the number one rule in UPK?
Like it, sir. You love your brother like you love yourself.
What's the number one rule as far as a man over you telling you to do something?
You follow the order.
Follow the order. If Christ just commanded you to love your brother, not leave brothers, not leave your brothers astray, you just broke the cardinal rule of the man telling you to do something above you. You didn't follow the order. This is why Commander Yohana is the leader of the nation of Israel, because he follows orders. He followed order. Christ said, love your brother. He loves his brothers. He didn't leave. You left. Why did you leave? Because you love yourself more than you love your brothers. This is not what Christ is telling you to do.
Right.
You understand? But you got a way that you can, you can get your life back together, man. Because of course, Christ, just as much as a brother that Christ tells us to be, Commander Junior Honor allows you to sit back at the table and fix what's broken. You understand? And if you can do that, man, I pray it happens, because I love every Black Hispanic in North America. I don't want you to be confused or confounded.
Right.
So you sit at the table, we just gain the brother, we gain the sister, man. I would love it. You understand?
That's right.
Go ahead, you can keep reading.
Come, verse 35. By this shall all men know that ye are my disciples.
Go ahead.
If ye have love one to another.
If you love one to another, this is how you know that you are a disciple of Christ. You understand? Even with Commander Junior Yohana, he don't hate on these other Israelite groups. He gonna tell you where you're wrong at, like a good father should. A good father should tell you that you're doing wrong, that you're straying off path. A good father should tell you that. There's no wrong in somebody telling you what you're doing wrong. But what Commander General Hunter has never did was left his brothers and left his truth and left something that was built by those 7 heads, the Abba Bivens, by the men before us that, used blood, sweat, and tears to raise this truth up in the earth. He never forsook his foreparents.
Right.
But yet, y'all brothers in these other fake Israelite groups, you tend to sit here and say, well, Commander General Hunter, it wasn't handed down to him. Well, who was it handed down to? He was the highest ranked man. Usually it goes to the highest ranked man. When Christ knew he was finna leave, he brought Peter in and said, look, you're gonna be the foundation of the church. You're gonna be the foundation. Now I'm passing the authority down to you because Peter was the highest ranking man. Commander General Hunter was the highest ranking man. You see how this makes sense? But because y'all brothers are so power stricken, man, and y'all care more about what you can benefit off Christ. Christ is not with you right now. So I pray you come and sit down with Commander General Hunter, man, so Christ can be with all of us. There's some powerful brothers even in these other Israelite groups.
Right.
Y'all fed wrong, man. And if you could take your emotions, put them to the side, man, you'll be golden. Just lock it. Go ahead.
Right.
Give me Luke 6:31.
You there, sir?
Mm-hmm.
Come, this is the book of Luke, chapter 6 and verse 31.
Go ahead.
And as ye would that men should do to you, do ye also to them likewise.
Now we sit here and talk about every day we come in here with the Brotherhood class. We talk about gangs, fighting each other, us being our own worst enemy in the neighborhoods. You understand? This is why Christ had to teach us these types of things, because Judites, man, all of Israel been rough for a long time. We've always, like, our culture is rough brothers, man. I don't know if you understand it. We were a priestly tribe. You gotta remember that we were priestly, and our Benjamite tribe was the soldiers. So Levite tribes was the soldiers in our nation. We had soldiers who were our priests. Now when y'all look at us as priests, y'all like, oh, you look at us like the preachers, like the ones that be on the pulpit. You know what I'm saying? We got the little handkerchief, be wiping their sweat off and stuff like that. That ain't our culture presented to us as priests.
Right.
The priests in our culture were men of war. We were men of war. Those Levite priests were men of war, man. And this is why, even when Christ came, he made it to where now, it didn't have to be Levites anymore. You know what I'm saying? Now we're a priestly nation. The men in this nation all have to be men of war, because the only way to protect our nation is if we come together.
That's right.
You understand? Read some more on that.
Come, verse 32. For if ye love them which love you, what thank have ye?
He said, if you love them which love you, what thanks do you have? Read. There's some more on that.
Come. For sinners also love those that love them.
Because sinners also love ones. You know why? Because if I love smoking weed, I love you, man. Because you love smoking weed. If I love having sex with every woman on the planet Earth, no matter who they husband, I love you because we share the same thing. Our love is because we share the same temptation.
Right.
You understand? You can love anybody. You can love a sinner. You can love somebody who doesn't sin. But this is saying don't love them because they love you. Don't love them because y'all love the same thing.
Come. Verse 33. And if ye do good to them which good to you, what thank have ye?
And if you do good to them, y'all trading goodness. I'm gonna give you this because you give me this. You know what I'm saying? This is payback. I give you this, you get that. Go ahead, read.
Come. For sinners also do even the same.
They even sinners do the same thing. You understand? This is about to break down what the important part of you doing this as a righteous man versus doing it with sinners. This is gonna break it down for you. Read it.
Come, verse 34. And if ye lend to them of whom ye hope to receive, what thank have ye?
So if you lend to somebody just with hopes of receiving something back, then what thanks do you have? You doing it just to receive something. You doing it to get something. That's just like I'm paying for something to get something in return. That's kind of like whoredom. Go ahead.
Salakia, sir, if I could, ain't this what the Christian church tell you? Like if you put a certain amount of money in a bucket, the Lord gonna repay you even more.
Tenfold, huh? They told you that tenfold. Hey, they can be in their pocket like this. And you mean to tell me I need $100 tomorrow, so I'm gonna put 10 in here today, and hopefully I get that 100 tomorrow. They put it in that bucket, man. This is what the Christian church tells you. Read.
For sinners also lend to sinners to receive as much again.
This is just what we talking about. We sinners do the same thing. Sinners, look, I give brother some money. The one of the biggest things in Black and Hispanic neighborhoods is I loan you some money because I expect my money back. And guess what's gonna happen when you don't give him his money back? He's gonna kill you. Because you didn't give him his $100. You about to die over $100. Sinners do the same thing.
Right. Verse 35. But love ye your enemies and do good.
What does it mean to love your enemies and do? Matter of fact, keep reading. Read a little bit more on that.
But love ye your enemies and do good and lend, hoping for nothing again.
What does that mean? This is something we very much practice in the UPK. You understand? Go ahead.
So like, sir, if I could, it's just saying like when it say love your enemies and do good, it's like the beef we have amongst each other. Like we think we enemies with each other. That's why we're doing all the killing and stuff with each other. When we should be showing each other love. And
this love don't just to let them know, this love don't mean to the white man. No, this ain't talking about love white people. Just so you understand, this is not talking. Your real enemy ain't white people. Your real enemy is yourself.
Right.
You understand? So this is what this talking about. When you love your enemy, go ahead.
And lend hoping for nothing again. Is this like saying like if you need it and I got it, I should just give it to you and not look for nothing in return?
And why should you?
Why shouldn't I look for nothing in return?
Why should you give to your enemy, even though this person you feel has wronged you? This person has wronged you. This is what the enemy is. The enemy is somebody who has wronged you, right? Why should you give to this enemy, even though they've wronged you, and expect nothing back in return?
So like it, sir, because this is my brother. This is my sister. So this is us. This family business. So even though you did wrong, I see you need it. Here you go. No malice. No, I need it back. This family business.
And guess what may happen with you doing that? Guess what happened with you giving to your enemy and not asking for anything in return? Guess what may happen? That's what just may happen with this enemy.
So like it, sir. Maybe like I gave my brother back.
That's the point. That's the point. That's the point. If you really love your brother like you love yourself, you know, you would do this deed and not ask for anything in return. So that brother can look at you and say, man, I thought we was beefing, but it ain't even that bad. He cared enough about me to, allow this or, give me this and hold me down. Why am I enemy with him? Why are we even beefing? What's the, now you may come to me and say, I appreciate what you did for me. The only reason I really had beef with you is because you remember you had said, this is how you build a brotherhood up. This is how you build that structure back. You don't build a structure by saying, man, F that nigga, man. He was talking crazy, man. Even though I know he needs a kidney and needs $15 and I can give him $15 to get his kidney, I'm not going to get his brother a kidney. You're going to get that kid, the brother $15, give him life, and he's going to come to you and you're going to gain the brother off of it. And that's why that's so important. Go ahead, keep reading.
And your reward shall be great.
Go ahead.
And ye shall be the children of the highest.
Why is your reward great? Because you've done that. Because you've done that good deed. Because of course we just read the scripture that said that you have to. Your commandment is to love your brother.
Right.
So regardless of if we have issues and we argue back and forth, you still love your brother. This is why Commander General Yohana still, till this day, it has always said that brothers and other Israelite groups can come and sit at the table with them. You know what I'm saying? Because even though in theory they're enemies to the UPK because they're enemies to Christ, he still loves his brother enough to say that I'll let them come and get the benefit of having this brotherhood and sit down and talking to one another and possibly gaining your brother back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Time, they say it all the time. Time is money. Right? Commander General Yohana's time sitting down with his brother, he'll give that to him any time of the day and won't ask for any time back.
Right.
All I want to do is sit down and let's get this together. And if you prove me wrong, then we'll figure this out now. But if you give me the time to show you how much of a brother that I am to you and how much that I love y'all, then maybe the reward would be both of us getting rewarded instead of just you feeling like you're an enemy with me. All right, go ahead.
Come. For he is kind unto the unthankful and to the evil.
We do that all the time, right? We on the streets. We teaching to these brothers and sisters. We teach, for us teaching to them who they are as Blacks, Hispanics, North American Indians. I think that's a kind act. To me, that's a kind gesture. They don't thanks for that. They don't care. They don't say thank you for teaching me who we are. What they do? What they tell us? What they tell us?
Y'all preaching hate.
They say we preaching hate. Instead of saying thank you, brother, for showing me who I am, they tell us we teaching hate and we need to go find a job. But every one of us work a job. They tell us we need to go. All y'all do is care about multiple wives. And all that. I'm like, good night, man. Like, does anybody want to just say thank you for who you are? Go ahead.
It's a lot if I could. Maybe a brother got multiple wives because he care about his nation. You ever think that a brother cares so much about his nation that multiple women just might be attracted to this brother and care that this brother care about his nation?
Not only that, y'all don't say this when they play Wakanda. I just watched Woman King. The Woman King, all these women love Woman King, the movie Woman King. This king had literally like 12 wives. He was walking down, he walked down the alleyway, he kissed everyone. Okay. And all these black women, this is it. This is Woman King. They love it. But as soon as you tell them that brothers in the UPK have multiple wives, like, y'all ain't supposed to have multiple wives. Well, why the hell do you love the Woman King? Why do you love this movie where it shows a man with dark skin having multiple wives? But then when it comes to us, we can't do that because the white man has destroyed you. We already know the statistics. The statistics is this: there's 1 to every 7 men. One man to every 7 women, right?
Right.
So tell me how this makes sense, because I'm not a mathematician, but I do understand common sense. If there's 1 man to every 7 women, how can I build a nation up when there's 6 other women who do not have a household to go to? How? I'm taking this 1 woman and I'm taking her, but I'm leaving these other 6 women because there's not another man to take care of them.
Right.
Because it's one. If the way that y'all want it is 1 man to 1 woman, then there's 6 women per man that doesn't have anybody to lead over them or to secure them or protect them or to bring them kids and children or to run a household or to show them how to build themselves up and their self-esteem as women. You don't have an extra person.
So, like, what you bringing out so heavy.
Okay, right.
If I could, earlier today, I seen on social media the sister Young Miami. She made a statement saying that she could never get married because men are unfaithful. So she needs her man all to herself, which is heavy what you just saying, because that's so selfish that she done already predicted her future, saying her next guy she's not sharing. So not only is she already thinking about stop messing with Puffy, P. Diddy, or whatever he called himself, she already got a plan in mind that the next guy she's with, she's not sharing.
That's what she thinks.
That's what she thinks while she's in the middle of being she's sharing Puffy.
Well, I'm sorry to tell you, Young Miami, this is gonna be a long road for you because there ain't too many men out here that only want you. You got money, you have a beautiful, gorgeous body, and your face is cute and all that. But men, how do I want to say this? And I'm speaking from the UPK side of things because, of course, we don't love women for their bodies and stuff like that. We love women for what they contribute in character. You know what I'm saying? Your character and what you build up for these men, Lord, because of course we can't get women that's gonna cause us error either. We got to make sure that we choosing the right woman to be with. But you being a woman of the world and dealing with men in the world, there's no man in the world that's gonna just choose you. I'm sorry, it's just not happening. Go ahead.
So, if I could, real quick, our women are always talking about we're not faithful, and I just had to look up the definition of faithful.
I was gonna do the same thing, which is crazy, but go ahead.
And I just want to read the definition of faithful. True to one word, promises, vows, steady in elegance, or affection, loyal, constant, reliable, trusted, strict, or thorough, and the performance of duty.
And what's the performance of duty of a man?
So, if I could, the performance and duty of a man is this: love your brother like you love yourself.
Damn right.
You're gonna protect your household. So, with that being said, if I have one woman and I get another one, I have two that I love, both the same, even though y'all have different personalities.
Yeah, but they'll tell you this though, Car. They'll say, how can you love two women at the same time?
So, if I could, that's easy. I love the entire nation at the same time.
Good night.
So
that's a cut.
You can't tell me I can't love you and her when I love my entire nation at the same time. What you brought out earlier, as far as our women falling for what the white man said, was so heavy because this is why they believe this. They quick to say how unfaithful we are. Read the definition.
Damn right.
It has nothing to do with you being betrayed. Just because a man has more than one woman doesn't mean he's not I'm faithful to you and I'm faithful to her. What's the problem?
Here's the even bigger part of it. That you only want a man to love you is selfish. That is one of the most selfish things. You know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of a child who has a room full of toys. When they little cousins come over, every time a cousin pick up a toy, he's like, no, it's my toy. This is mine. This is mine. This is what a woman looks like when she has this much disrespect when it comes to a man wanting another woman.
Right.
This man is not only is he doing everything he needs to do as a man and doing his duty, like you said, make sure he protects you, make sure he's doing his husbandly duty for you. If this man is doing everything he's supposed to do, then why not be a sister and say, there's other sisters that need the same compassion and love and protection that I need. That would be the sisterly thing to do.
That's right.
I'm going to hold this back from everybody else because I only want it for me. That's selfish. That's you know who should have done that to you? Christ. Christ should have just said, you know what? I only want these 12 disciples to be saved instead of a whole nation. That's what he should have did because there was only 12 men that followed him the way he wanted them to follow him.
That's right.
He should just look past you too. He should have been selfish and said, you know what? These are the only ones I care about. I don't have enough love in me to care about anybody else. And if you think like that, then I don't know what to tell you, sis. I don't know what to tell you. That's selfish. Christ wasn't that selfish. And if you think that you follow Christ, you have that mentality. Lord be with you. You understand? Go ahead.
So like, if I could, what you bringing out is so heavy with the selfishness, because what makes you think you better than this sister?
Mm-hmm.
What makes you think that you got more love for this brother than this sister?
Mm-hmm.
Like, why do you believe that? What if she's able to give him something that you're not able to give?
Damn right.
Get sex off your mind. This ain't about sex, because that's the only thing. That's our women problem. You worried about the sex part of it.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't worried about nothing else. You worried about the sex and the money, which you should be quiet, because here's the thing. When you're done messing with Puppy, you're not gonna get another billionaire. I'm telling you right now. You're not gonna get it. The brother's a billionaire. He brought you in.
Mm-hmm.
You should be quiet and do your duties as a wife, because whether you know it or not, you're his wife. You had sex with him already. Stop relying on a piece of paper and a ring to how do you think a piece of paper makes somebody do something better when you can just easily go to divorce?
I had this conversation with a lot of the women. Well, I got a couple of friends, and of course, just coworkers on the job, and I'm like, so you telling me the piece of paper make you married, but that man putting his rod at you don't make you married? No, because it has to be signed off. I signed off by who? Who do you care about being signed off by? The white man or God? Because Most High said you married once he puts his rod in you. So who do you care? Do you love God? Yeah, I love God. Well, who do you choose? If God say something or the white man say something? If God say something, so God said that sex is marriage. So do you believe that sex is marriage over the piece of paper? No. The piece of paper means you married. You need a ring. I said, well, you tell me who wrote the paper out for fucking Adam and Eve. Who wrote it out for them? Somebody show me the lawyer. What's his name? Who wrote their papers out? What ring they have? Because I'm pretty sure Adam wasn't sitting over there banging a ring together to give to Eve. Sex is marriage, sis.
That's right.
Slock, you go ahead.
You brought it home, sir. You brought it home.
All right, I'm let me see. I'm gonna end it off with Mark 12 and 31.
Come.
This hits on the point of what Carl was saying earlier. You know what I'm saying? Even with the having multiple wives, when we say love your brother, it's like love your sister too. You know what I'm saying? I don't want the sisters to feel offended thinking that every time we say love your brother that the sisters ain't involved in this, but the sisters is absolutely part of the brotherhood. We just call it the brotherhood versus sisterhood. Of course, we know why. But this scripture is definitely telling you exactly what Carl was saying. If I can't love multiple women, then I can't love my nation.
That's right.
I can't love my nation if I can't love multiple women. If I can't love multiple women, I can't love multiple children. That means I can have 3 of them and I can only love one of them.
Right.
Like, how does that make sense to anybody but a selfish person in the mind? You understand?
That's right.
So, all right, go ahead.
Mark 12 and 31, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is the book of Mark, chapter 12 and verse 31. Mm-hmm. And the second is like, namely this.
The second is like, namely this. This is talking about, go up to, you see where they go up to, 20, what is it, 30? Go to 30.
You might want 29.
Give me 29.
Come on.
I figured that's where you was going to go with it too.
Come on. This is the book of Mark, chapter 12, verse 29. Mm-hmm. And Jesus answered him, the first of all commandments is, hear, O Israel, the Lord.
Hear, O who?
Hear, O Israel.
This is why he said, hear, O Israel, because the only people who this was given to was Israel.
That's right.
The first of these commandments. It says, "Hear, O Israel." Now you go to God so loved the world. If God so loved the world, then why he just say, "Hear, O Israel"? He should have said, "Hear, O everybody in earth."
Right.
Understand? Read.
Come. The Lord, our God, is one Lord.
He's what?
He's one Lord.
The Lord our God is one Lord. He's one out of one. And I won't speak in Hebrew. He's one. He's one. I mean, he shares it with nobody else. Read.
Come, verse 30. And thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart.
And you should love the Lord thy God with all your heart. Go ahead.
And with all thy soul.
And all thy soul.
And
that means you should have the zip for the Most High. Read.
Come. And with all thy mind.
And with all thy mind, which means you should. It shouldn't be a test for you to do it. When the only thing that your mind tells you to do is something. So you have two things you can do. Your mind regulates this. You either you can not do it because it hurts, or you can still do it even though it hurts. Your mind tells you whether to do it or not do it. And this is telling you, you have to serve the Most High with your mind. Even if it's painful, you have to do it. You can't be the one that has a mind that says, "Oh, it hurt. I ain't doing this no more." You can't do that. You have to be a strong soldier in the truth and say, even though it hurts, I'm going to make sure that I do it. Go ahead.
Come. And with all thy strength.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first commandment.
That first commandment. You got to give it all to the Most High. Everything you got, your strength, your mind, your soul, everything you got to give that to the Most High. This is the first commandment. Read.
Come, verse 31. And the second one, Salaki, and the second is like, namely this.
He said the second is like, namely this. It's just like, it's when you say namely, it's like, it's just like, it's a similarity to. Go ahead.
Come. Thou shalt love thy neighbor.
Thou shalt what?
Thou shalt love thy neighbor.
Of course, we know that the neighbor is the people who live in your neighborhood. You understand? Chinese people live in Chinese neighborhoods. Black people live in black neighborhoods. White people live in white neighborhoods. Your neighbors are your brothers and your sisters. White people's neighbors are their brothers and their sisters. Now, not saying that we won't be sprinkled every now and again because of today's time.
Right.
But all throughout history, territories have been built for people to keep their families inside of these territories.
Right.
Read.
Come. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
Mm-hmm.
There is none other commandment greater than these.
This is saying you should love your people. That's like I just said. Throughout time, territories have been built to put your people inside of these territories. Love thy neighbor like you love yourself is like saying to love your nation like you love you. If you love your nation enough, if you care about your nation enough, man, you'll want to build them up like you being built up. These brothers in the Isupk, these sisters in the Isupk are building themselves up to build a nation. Just like Commander Yahana has commanded, just like Christ has, said multiple times in the Bible. You understand?
That's right.
And this is what we're doing here. With that, I'm gonna pass the class over to Priest and Officer of 500, Carl Carter. Shalom, Israel.
Shalom. It's that time again, Israel. It's the Lord's 54th annual Passover in North Carolina.
Y'all know what we do. Y'all know what we came to do. Huh?
The ISUPK under Commander General Yahana will be hosting the Lord's 54th annual Passover in Raleigh, North Carolina at the Downtown Convention Center. This is something that you do not want to miss. Make sure that y'all bring the entire family. The Downtown Raleigh Convention Center. For blacks, Hispanic, and Native Indians. Go to isupk.com to purchase your tickets today. $200 per every adult over the age of 17 years old.
We are not the same. No, we not related. I'm not stuck on living. Death is a vacation. My camp undefeated. You cannot debate it. You just want the clout.
The Lord, 54th annual Passover, April the 1st, is coming down to Raleigh, North Carolina. Commander General Yohana has done it again. You don't want to miss this. Pull yourself.